The man they call Cayde-6. Part 1. Look, all joking aside, maybe I've made mistakes. Maybe some more recently than others. Hard to believe, I know, but maybe it's true. Maybe. Here's the thing about mistakes, you learn from them. Again, this is assuming the theoretical concept of me having made some mistakes is true. So yeah, maybe that's what I'm doing. Trying to learn from these hypothetical slip-ups. Turning inward, they call it, and they being Ikora. Eris calls it something different. But then again, Eris calls a lot of things something different. I miss that girl. But here I am, stalling. Buying time. This ain't easy for me. Thought it would be. Easy, I mean. Or, well, at least easier than this. Thought a lot of things would be easier. Hell, thought a lot of things about a lot of things, but maybe that's what makes me the person I am. Makes any of us part of humanity. All our big thoughts and big plans, hopes and dreams and all that squishy nonsense. Okay, fine. Look, if I'm playing at honesty and I think that's what I'm doing here, maybe those hopes and dreams are all that really matters. Just not losing sight of them is the hard part. Life is full of those little distractions that fudge the edges. Make those hopes and dreams a little blurrier. That's the power of maybes, I suppose. The temptation of playing both ends against the middle. Maybes provide wiggle room, and I like my edges fudgy, and I love me some wiggle room. But if I'm gonna stay true to this whale rambling, dear diary, how do you do business, guess what I'm saying is I'm sick of maybes, and if I'm a straight shooter, and I'm nothing if I'm not, then I gotta shoot straight, even when there ain't a gun in my hand. So let's keep this between me and you, okay? Here's the deal. My name's Cayde-6, and this is my story. Call. No, to be clear, yeah, the plan is to tell it like this, but don't expect every little detail to play out. I'm gonna hit important stuff, sure, but what I'm really after here is a sense of me. Because once you understand me, you might understand where I'm coming from. Why do I do the things I do, and why have I done the things I've done? So, read between the lines if you have to, but at the end of the day, everything that matters should be readily apparent. If not, well, you're not really paying attention. So here goes. Us exos are haunted. Sounds ominous, I know, and maybe a bit of a stretch, but really, it's the best word. Kinda sets the stage in a way that raw facts don't. See, Guardians have all got past lives, but unless you return with any definite info on your person or in proximity, and I'm looking at you, Bray, that past life or lives was or were wiped clean. Gone. Poof. Reborn in the light and all. You become what you become. Exos, though. Well, we've got ghosts in our machines. Not capital G. Open doors and no things, ghosts. I mean, like fragments of, I don't know, pieces of something that could be memory. Whatever it is. It's enough to give us a starting point to maybe, possibly, imagine who we were before we became who we are. And then there's the dreams. Yeah, but I ain't touching that with a 10-foot arc staff. Me? I wanted the lucky few. The fudgy flashes of that old exo life weren't all I had to go on. See, the me that was in my life before my trusty capital G ghost found me kept journals, like mementos, fragments of my prior life that give me a baseline of who I was. The journals are personal, and I keep personal close to the chest. Shared a few pages, sure, but only with the right-minded types who could find a little value in seeing the man behind the myth. Yeah, myth, I said it. Who are we kidding? You've heard of me. Who hasn't? Point is, I don't make a show of personal business. First, because it's my fuel to burn. Second, because Big Blue ain't a big fan of his guardians poking around what they used to be. Something about duty, rules, not losing sight of why we were chosen, but more of any of that. Most of us chosen ones don't have the luxury of a past, so rubbing it in doesn't seem right. Look, all I know is, when I rejoined the land of the living, the pre-light version of me was kind enough to land a gaudy hand. I took that hand, gave it a high five, and followed its example the best I could. All this time later, I may not know my true purpose. I leave the big ticket existential questions to the warlocks, but I know this. My calling is to do good. Maybe not always to be good, but do good. There's a difference. And if I don't always go about it in a manner that fits the textbook's definitions of hero or team player, I'm looking at you, Big Blue. Just know, I might dance to my own tune. But we're all in the same hoedown. Or something like that. First stake. Made a deal with myself long ago. If people needed help and I could do the helping, I would. So I do. Yeah, when that help returns a little bit of good loot my way, all the better. But there's never been a cashier I robbed or a stash I hit that didn't offer something to those in need. Not many people know that. And it's fine by me. You know me. I don't like to brag. True, I never wanted the Vanguard's life, but that's not because I didn't see its value. Just that its value fit others better than me. Besides, few can do what I do. Hell, few would even try. I mean, come on. It's me. The places I've seen, the trouble I've seen, caused, whatever, was the time Shiro, Andol, the crew, and me would do more doing good, bad, than the mightiest Titan ever dreamed. The trails were blazed. The supplies we recovered, pilfered, filched, scammed, stole, found, uncovered, looted. We weren't the only ones, but the world outside the city got a whole lot bigger thanks to us. Yeah, sure, I don't get out as much, but I'm fixing to change that. Savala won't like it. He never does. Ikora will try to convince me otherwise. Always does. But we've seen how precious our light is. How fleeting. Gotta use it while we still can. Do good, be good, push the limit, take back what's ours. And that was my first bet. All in, day one. I bet on myself. I saw the edge of those dark ages. You've heard the stories. If not, look them up. Scary stuff. Real eye-openers. I've seen the city grow, and fall, and grow again, stronger. I've seen the best of us, and the worst. And I'll fight to ensure we stick around long enough to see the best turn to better and the worst fade to memory. So, yeah, I'm a loudmouth and a braggart, and I'm quick with the blade and fast on the draw. And if you need it found, fought, killed, saved, or stashed for safekeeping, few can do it better. But in the end, I'm only good because he was good. I like to think I learned that from myself. That the notes left by the me that was before me set the stage. The 5 figured back in those dark days, the 6 might not turn out all that nice and end up a 7. So that former me wrote me a roadmap to the version of him, me, that will be a better man. So, whatever hand I was dealt, when the bet was placed and it was time to call, no matter what, I had an ace and a queen on my sleeve. Meaning, I couldn't lose. Meaning, the better man would always win. Fold. Ever heard of Andelbrask? Yeah, you should have. One of those old heroes, before Black Gardens and Hive Gods and that cabal-shaped mess we just cleaned up. Yeah, he was something. Hunter part of the Vanguard before your truly. More importantly, he was my friend. A brother, even. Andel and I used to run one heck of a crew. This was before he got himself roped up and fighting up with the top brass. Oh, we were legendary. Ran scouting parties looking for survivors to land back city side. Mapped lost sites where old tack or supplies might still be worth the salvage. Hunted plenty of fallen. Never an easy task, especially in the early days. And by early days, I mean my early days. A lot of Guardians been around longer than me, but even in my newborn new life, this city had a lot of growing up to do. And us Guardians had a hell of a lot to learn. Trouble is, we only seem to learn the hard way. The Red War, the time Crota woke up cranky and slapped around more Guardians than I can count, Twilight Gap, and all that bad happened before my time. The Iron Lords and their tussle with Siva, 6 fronts, and those are just the headline grabbers. So many lessons learned, so many lives lost, but in truth, I've always felt it's the day-to-day struggles where we learn the most about the world, about ourselves. Being inside the city walls, sure, we're reminded of what we're fighting for, but outside the walls? It puts a face to all we've lost. puts a reality to how far we've fallen. Abandoned roads, crumbling cities, rust and ruin and rust. But if the city gives us a reason to fight for the now, those old dead places always give me hope for tomorrow. Rusted, broken skeletons or not, if you squint you can see all we were and all we can be. That's why, when Enel left the road and joined the vanguard, me and the other crew hoped they'd get the others, Cyrus, Savala, even the speaker, to see what we saw. The city was a refuge, yeah, but if we hid too long, that all we'd lost get picked apart by the pirates and warmongers, we'd lose our humanity. Just like we lost Andal.